I spoke in a previous audio, about people who are motivational paraphernalia junkies. Well, I want to talk to you people that are stuck on this relationship guru thing. Now, I've already talked to you guys on previous situations about relationships in regards to how men act and how women act. But it's not a thing with me where every time that I'm on the airwaves, I'm talking about relationships. I talk about a little bit of everything. You guys should know that by now. I want to address this to the people who are relationship gurus, so to speak. That's what they want to call themselves. And if you notice, a lot of these people usually have some kind of fancy name. And they're on the airwaves usually just about every day, talking about relationship. You have to be careful if you're going to choose that particular type of niche to go into. Because the first thing that a lot of people are going to do is they're going to look at your personal situation. The ones who are really paying attention. And you might have a steady following, because I noticed, I've listened to a couple of them in the past simply out of curiosity because their name was plastered all over the place. And I said, well, I'm going to listen to, and they had some very valid points. And this is where you have to use rational thinking, people. I have a few favorites that I listen to as far as motivation goes in different aspects of life. But the thing is I'm not glued to every single word that person says, and I'm not jumping to watch their content as soon as it's coming out. I'm not dropping the whole world to listen to what they have to say, knowing that I've got other things that are pertinent in my life I need to do. So if I happen to catch someone going live, I'll go ahead and do that. But I'm not going to shift around my entire schedule just to listen to somebody tell me what to do with my life. Now, if I happen to have some extra time and I come across the content, I'll do that. But if I know I got to go to work, or if I have to study, or if I have to make an important appointment, I'm not going to turn around and delay that or cancel that just to watch something, or watch a video, or listen to a podcast. I mean, that's just a bit extreme. And some of y'all doing that. And I notice this especially in the relationship department, because a lot of people are suffering in that department. And I get that. Your emotions are on high. You're looking for answers. You're looking for solutions regardless of what the situation entails, because you're at a heightened state of emotional intensity and you're extremely sensitive right now. So you're looking for a way out. And I get that. And you come across this person's content at a certain time and they're delivering a message that you needed to hear at that time. So instead of just taking the blessing in the message, learning from it, applying it, and moving on, all of a sudden you figure because this person said that one thing, you figure you're going to have them all over your media and join all their pages and everything else. And there's nothing wrong with being a fan. Don't get me wrong. I'm a fan of a couple of pages myself, but the thing is that it's for my entertainment and enjoyment purposes at the time that I want to be entertaining and have some enjoyment. I'm not going to sit there when I know for a fact that my job, I'm supposed to be concentrating on my work. I'm going to sit here and I'm going to listen to a video or a podcast that I know that is going to take me away from the performance of my job duties. And a lot of y'all doing that shit. I've heard people that work in manufacturing businesses. Now, their job is to, assemble things, okay? Their job is to assemble things, which requires a certain amount of attention. And they're sitting up there listening to this person all day long and not totally paying attention. So their quality of, some of y'all quality of work has gone down at your job. Some of you have been late to work because you were so busy watching so-and-so preach on TV or listening to so-and-so on a podcast that you lost track of time. You done lost 30 to 45 minutes or You maybe left the house on time and got a ticket because you were speeding, running late. You done lost money listening to this person. Now, this is the problem that I have. Like I said, I have a few favorites of my own. But when you get to the point where you let it interfere with your daily life, where it's cutting into your coin, it's a bit much, people. And the thing about it is, you're so busy listening about the relationship this and the relationship that, you haven't applied any of the knowledge that you received. Your relationship still sucks. If anything, it's getting worse because now your partner is mad that you're paying attention to something else. Now, I don't know what the nature of your disagreement is, whether it's, your partner or your husband or your wife or whatever. And now you're sitting up here getting all this advice from this person, and half of y'all is not even applying the advice. You're so busy watching the message, you're not doing anything with the message. I subscribe to who I subscribe to, and I'm a fan of their content because of the content, not because of them. They may deliver it in a way that I understand and I can relate to, and that's why I subscribe to them. But when I pay attention to their video or podcast or whatever the case may be, I'm paying attention to the content. I'm paying attention to the message. And I'm going to tell you, there are some times that some of the people that I subscribe to, I look at the title or listen to the title, and then I listen to what, like the first few minutes of it, and then I realize it doesn't pertain to my situation right now, so I don't listen to the whole thing. Not every single message that they deliver applies to me. You know what I'm saying? I'm not hanging on every single word. And you have to be careful because there's certain scriptures that talk about idol worship, and that's a form of idolatry. But some of y'all are going overboard with this. You have somebody that is finally speaking what you're thinking or can relate to your situation. Okay, fine, they relate to your situation, and that's great, and their message is a gift, and that's wonderful. But you're going to turn around and turn everything else upside down. You're going to sit up there and take the little bit of free time that you have to spend with your children or spend with your mate in your busy schedule during the week. You're going to spend that binge watching somebody's videos or binge listening somebody's podcast instead of going to the park or going to the show or just spend love that little romantic time with your partner that is desperately needed. It's like you rather throw that away, and these are people that are actively in your life. You're going to have to deal with them. So now you got another problem because now you got you've been taking attention away. You just created more stress in your family. And it sounds crazy that I'm saying this, but really think about it. You must know somebody. Every time you talk to them, they're talking about this one person. And I say relationship gurus because that's something that's very popular right now. And you got to understand that these people are running a business. I'm in the business of counseling, yes. Yes, I mention it from time to time. But I'm not on here talking about how somebody should act in a certain area. I talk about all areas. And I talk about things that I've either been privy to or have experienced. But I'm not going to sit here and talk about, how you should act after being married for 30 or 40 years because I haven't been married for 30 or 40 years. You know what I mean? I'm not going to sit here and give advice on something I haven't had any experience in. And just because I have a following, I'm not going to take advantage of that following by giving advice on something I don't have experience in. That's something else that these people do. They start to see that their channel or the podcast or whatever, the number of subscribers and followers start to grow, and they figure, oh, well, you know what, I've got this group of people and I'm running out of material, so let me look into it. No, that's a tricky thing because there are a lot of people that are depending on you, to get that information. And I'm talking about the people who, that's all they do is listen to folks. There's nothing wrong with getting a little advice every now and then, but don't just assume that that person has given you one message that resonates with you, that it's going to be every single time they open their mouth that everything they say is going to apply to you, because it may not. So just focus more on the message and not the person. Or else you're going to be hanging on every single word that they say, and you're going to wind up having a tragedy in your own personal life, because you're so busy paying attention to them and not taking care of what needs to have attention given to in their life. Pardon me, because it's early in the morning. I'm just getting up. But some of you are doing it. I know some people right now that every time I talk to them, they're talking about this one person and what they said this morning when they were on TV, or when they released their video, because they release their video a certain time every day. And that's all they talk about. But then I know for a fact that they got XYZ personal problem going on. And when I ask them about their situation, oh, well, it is what it is. I'm like, well, what's the purpose of you listening to somebody that's going to give you advice about something if you're not going to do anything about it? Or they give the report that, oh, that situation's gotten worse because they're being more difficult. They're being more difficult because now you're going to give your attention to something else. The purpose of me being here is to kind of help people clear up the confusion in their mind about a certain situation, or encourage someone to take action. Those type of things, okay? It's not my goal to sit here and talk about how you need to get along with XYZ when I don't even know y'all. And they've got these, and you don't know where these people come from. That's the thing. A lot of these people who claim to be relationship gurus, I'm going to tell y'all the truth, and I'm going to let you go. Some of the more popular ones, okay, so don't get in the comments and say I'm attacking everybody. There's a difference between some and all. Some of them who claim to are relationship gurus, who have something to say about how you need to deal with your man and how you need to deal with your woman every 2 seconds, look in their private life. It's sketchy at best. It is. Look at their past if you're able to. Okay? They either have very loose sexual habits. They either have very strained relationships with people that probably don't even have a relationship with someone, or they have a pattern of destroying relationships because of their high-minded attitudes, or they simply just don't have anybody at all and don't have anything to do with themselves and not trying to find anybody, but want to tell everybody else how to act in their relationship. A lot of these people are not in healthy relationships at all. And I don't know what demon jumped inside of them and told them to go in and give somebody else advice about something else. Why don't you take that same energy and fix what the hell's going on in your house? That's why I'm on this channel. I talk about everything. I talk about school, jobs, parenting. I talk about relationships every now and again. But it's not a thing where every time I'm on the airwaves, I'm telling somebody how to act in their relationship with someone. No, I'm not telling you how to deal with your husband and your wife 24/7, 365. No, I'm not going to do that. I talk about other things in life. And for those of you who are subscribed to my channel, I talk about other things in life. I share things that I encounter. I share things that happened in my past life. Before, Instagram. I do that. But these people who specialize in relationships, and look at their background. Look at how they living. And if how they're living is contrary to the message that they're giving, you know that their intentions are not good. And for those of you that are sitting up there jumping and running every time that person opens their mouth, or you hear their theme music and you throwing away the rest of the world, grow up. Stop doing that mess and handle your business. So with that being said, I'm going to go ahead and let you guys go. Peace.